Hello, beautiful family. I welcome you to this beautiful episode of Talk to Be. It's Talk to Be, baby. Gay, gay. It's Talk to Be time. You know, anytime it's Talk to Be, no distraction. It's time to call your friends. It's time to call your family. It's time to call your neighbors to come see Talk to Be with you. And why? Because you're going to be entertained, you're going to have fun, at the same time learn a lot in just one episode. Isn't that amazing? Of course it is. I am Biola Adebayo. You can call me Dr. B. Yes. Today is exceptional. It's going to be um very educative. At the same time, you're going to have fun. Okay? It's different because of my guest. Absolutely different from what you've been seeing. But trust me, you're not going to get off your chair the same way. That's a promise. Please note that all views and opinions expressed on the show are solely that of my guest. They are not of me, neither are they of Talk to Me. All right, I'll go for a short break. When I'm back, I'll introduce my guest. All right, stay tuned.
Talk to be, share your experience.
Thank you for staying tuned. In case you're just joining, you're watching Talk to Be. I mentioned earlier that today is going to be different because of my guest. I have someone whom I respect so much. She a woman and a woman. Okay? I'm sure you don't know what that means, but when we get there, I'll explain. All right. She is a lawyer. She's here to educate us. Above all, have you heard that a woman is contesting for the role? Is it a role of Awujale in Ijebu land? Have you heard of that? Isn't that straight to you? I mean, is huge. The first thing that came to my mind was, wait a minute. The guts, the audacity, the effrontery. I mean, that is huge. But seeing women in that space, I think it should be applauded for the guts in the first place. So I would not be saying so much till I introduce my guest, but please bear with me because we're going to be speaking a lot of Yoruba because of our role, so that our people, the Ijebu people, would know that we have an Ijebu woman, a grassroots person that can speak so well. Of course, she can speak English than any one of us, a lot of us, including me, including moi. But please, we'll speak the English, of course, but then we'll speak the normal Yoruba, and then we go to Ijebu. So to all the Ijebu people here, so okay, so join me as I welcome Dr. Oluwakemi Ononuga. Hey! How are you doing, ma'am?
I'm good, I'm good.
By the way, you look so beautiful.
Thank you. So do you.
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
So do you.
Let me just take like 1 hour to blush. Like, good to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
All right. This is going to be a bit more detailed, so that people know where you're coming from. You know that we would like to know you, know your story before you now get to this point where you can boldly come out to say that I'm actually contesting. I think that's a lot. But let's start from here. You're going to introduce yourself to us, what you do, and then you're going to give us a little bit of your background. How was growing up like for you as a person? So let's start from your introduction.
Thank you so much, Dr. Biola.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm really happy to be here.
Thank you, ma'am.
My first studio experience, and it's impressive.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for having us
You're welcome.
on the show. Well,
Yes,
I am Dr. Kemi Oluwakemi Ononuga,
Yes, ma'am.
as you've rightly introduced me. I'm a woman.
Of course, a woman.
I'm a woman, I'm a woman, and one that is going somewhere to happen. One that is hoping that womanhood would not be the reason for not trying.
Yes.
One that is confident through hard work and experience, hence the boldness with which I approach the authorship now. So I was born in England, 60-something years ago.
Oh, wow.
Because I always have to, explain my accent.
Of course.
I always say where you live is how you'll speak.
Speak, yeah.
So I've spent the early years of my life living in the United Kingdom.
Okay.
And then coming back quite young into Nigeria, back with my parents.
Okay.
In those days, our parents used to go to school abroad, those who had parents who could afford it, or who had the opportunities.
Yeah.
And they would quickly study 3, 4, 5 years and come back.
Yes.
The story today is different,
It's
where
different.
people are actually living abroad.
Yes.
But I'm one of those in modern times who chose to come back. We're always talking of Wajakpa.
Oh, Jackpa.
Wajakpa. But what about those of us who are bold enough to come to Jakpada?
To Jakpada. Jakpada.
Yes. What about those of us who were doing well? I was on a 6-figure salary in the US, earning 6-figure in dollars, when I decided I was coming home. So I was not failing. I was not stranded. I was actually doing quite well. And I decided, I think all these skills and ability I've acquired over the years can be best served in Nigeria because of the background of birth, which again is what I'm using to aspire for the seat of Awujale now, and the connections and the ease of maneuvering, because we grew up here. I went to Ladilak Institute as a young girl. Okay. I don't know I think it's still around. It's in Yaba.
Yaba.
Yes.
Okay.
Ladilak Institute, just behind Domino stores.
Okay.
Somewhere off McKeown, McQueen Street.
McQueen, okay.
Yes, that's where Ladilak Institute is, in Yaba. So I was there maybe between ages of 7 and maybe 12, 13.
Okay.
So my formative years were really in Nigeria. As somebody who used to walk around all that area, all the, McQueen Street, when we were young. And then I went to Methodist Girls High School, which is also in Yaba. Almost practically across the road.
Okay.
I was one of the top girls' schools at the time, and perhaps still is. So I spent my secondary school years in Yaba Local also. Okay. And then when I finished, I had a stint in University of Ife, Adebayo. Wow. Before I went abroad. So I've lived in those crummy modern houses. Okay. Those little rooms. I think that foundation was what enabled me to survive law school. After I qualified as a lawyer. And I stayed on campus for safety, especially when we were in Buhari in those days, to be able to live in one room and not rent an apartment. I really am somebody whose feet are on the ground. Yeah. I don't deal in the superfluity, of life. I stayed on campus as an adult student when I was in law school. Because my years as a young girl in University of Ife and in Ibadan, in boarding house, so to speak, had prepared me. So it was the same thing. So I was able to survive that time and then get called to the Nigerian Supreme Court, called to the bar, as we call it, and start to practice as a lawyer. So, I've touched various aspects of Nigeria. So even though my accent sounds foreign, they don't come more Nigerian than I do.
I get it. From this,
yes,
of course.
because I ate all the gala and the meat pies and the babadudu and the lady's finger, and the puff puff and buns.
Puff, yes.
We grew up in that setting. But of course, when you move abroad, you've got to make the adjustments of being understood, of being effective in your workplace by transitioning to speaking like they do.
They do.
So because you're not understood, you're not effective as a leader, and I've sat in many leadership positions, if you can't talk.
Yeah.
Hence the frustration of the years where we had Nigerian presidents who couldn't communicate globally because their accent was so tough, so rural. There needs to be that leap where you can be an interface person.
Yeah.
Where you can be rural when the occasion demands for it.
Yes.
And when I start to speak Ijebu and Ilorin and all the accents I'm perfect in. But when you are, in Rome, you be like Romans. Yeah. And particularly wanting in this season for Ijebu land, from Ijebu Day, to have a global voice that's understood, just like our president, Mr. President. When he's abroad in this season, we're not panicking. Anytime he travels abroad, because we know he's a man who, without scripts, paper in hand, can articulate his thoughts, can speak to the international community and be understood and be taken seriously. And we've begun to see the ramification of that type of persona with the foreign direct investments that's starting to come into Nigeria. Every day we're hearing that Turkey is signing a contract with us, Saudi Arabia, and all of these various countries are coming into partnership with us. Because now, for the first time, practically, we can articulate our agenda. We can articulate where Nigeria wants to go and why we need that partnership in place. So, a shout out to Mr. President for giving us that opportunity. I just want to plug that in.
That's beautiful. Thank you, ma'am. So let's go to why you decided to be part of this. Okay, from history we've read I've seen you, and then that you are not the first woman to want to be in this position. But knowing what the Nigeria of today is, the society, especially the Yoruba land, so we've heard of a regent, Adele, in a place like Ondo State, maybe Akure, where they have regents. And I think aside that, there's not been a voice or a place where it's really that pronounced that we have women or a woman king. You understand? But you coming out, what informed that decision for you as a woman, and then despite all the obstacles, that you still want to do this?
Good question.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me say this to start. I've had a lot of female role models. I was opportune to live in the US for many years during the time where Oprah Winfrey, for instance, I'm in the arts. I'm in an art environment where Oprah Winfrey was breaking the glass ceiling with talk show hosting.
Yes.
And she made a lot of money. She became a role model to women in that society. Hillary Clinton is another role model who had the impetus to run for American presidency. I think Miss Holmes, I forget her name now, was the first woman, female, to run for presidency in the US many, many years ago. But there's something called foreshadowing. A lot of times when something that's not been done before gets done, people have a reference point. So I've had people, Margaret Thatcher was an inspiration to me. The Queen Elizabeth of blessed memory, as we say here, was a tremendous, direct influence to me for what I'm trying to achieve working to achieve at the moment. So there have been women, Queen Amina, Folayo Rasam Kuti. There's recently been a film about her and the legacy she left.
Yes.
This is Fela's mother,
yes.
Anikola Kotute. Fela posthumously has just gotten an award, a Grammy, and has been recognized in the world of music, globally. So there must be a role model. So the first thing I'm hoping I'm achieving today is being a role model to the women who are looking at me today and saying, "Oh my God," just like you've said, a woman for Awujale. Wow.
Wow.
So that they can then get up and aspire for something in future.
Yeah, I can do
because
it.
it takes one to bring about that inspiration. And as I just said, in my life, I've looked at many women. I've looked at our First Lady, Remi Tinubu, a senator, now a First Lady, an inspiration. Florence Itagiwa, a senator, an inspiration. Remi Eduku, who was the first female to run for governor of Lagos State many years ago. And other women that I can name, Madam Tinubu, Amina, Queen Amina of the North, and so many others. And in naming them, Queen of Sheba, as a matter of fact, I don't know, myth or reality, I discovered recently that the Queen of Sheba, Amina, Bilikisu Shubo, is buried in Ejebode.
Okay.
There's an area called Iri in Ijebu, where Bilikisu Shubo is buried, and folklore, I'm just going to say that, has it, because I haven't done the research, that that's the Queen of Sheba, buried in Ijebu.
Wow.
So those are huge landmarks for me as a woman to emulate. So why am I aspiring as a nominee? I've now been nominated as one of the 85.
One of the 85.
One of the 85, the only woman. I'm the only woman nominated out of original 95. And I think the list has whittled down a little now, so there are 85 candidates remaining. And I'm the only woman. So
You're
that in
still
itself,
85.
Yes, we're still 85. We're still within the process. And I'll tell you a little bit about what's going on in Ijebode at the moment.
Yes, please.
So to bring us current with happenings of the halt of the process by the state government and, the discussions going on around that now to continue the process because it's traditional, it's established, and it will be continued, whichever way the conversation goes. So at the moment, I'm one of 85. But what distinguishes me is that I'm the only woman. People say gutsy enough.
Yeah.
to step out onto the plate and be counted in this generation.
85.
Yeah. So I didn't get my courage today. I got my courage from hardship. My shoes can be bling blinging today. But I didn't start from bling blinging. Yes, I was born into a middle class professional family. My father was a lawyer like me.
Oh, wow.
My mother, a nurse, which was what was popular for women to aspire to at that time.
At that time.
Now we have women doctors.
Oh, of course.
But the nursing was the aspirational goal for women in those days. So being aspirational, I met it at home. So I was born into a comfortable family. But, the Nigeria of the time we were born is different from the Nigeria we're experiencing today. So I am glad, in retrospect, that all the way my own family transitioned to where we are today, God allowed it to happen because it pushed us into a season of hardship.
How?
No money. When you're talking about hardship, you're broke. You're broke. You're studying. You're struggling to put a roof over your head.
Put food on the table.
To put food on the table, to educate yourself. We went through those, rigor. My school fees wasn't paid by anybody.
Did something happen along the line?
Yes.
Okay.
separation, marriage breaking down, death in the immediate family, lack of proper education. Because, we were born into the era where parents who, even though they had the basic education, especially women, mothers, they were socialites. So they got their accolades from being praised because they were the elite of the society, born perhaps into money or royalty, not as we describe elites today by position in government most of the time. I say that tongue in cheek. They were the elite of the society. I want to think calling. My parents, they were socialites. And, when you're born comfortable, you seldom struggle. So being comfortable when you're born into a certain family is almost like a curse most times because you're comfortable. Yeah. It's a comfort zone. But because of the transition in my own family, we were thrust into a life where we had to struggle and find education. And those of us who had children, raise our children. And sometimes not in that happy, clappy family where there's mommy and daddy. Yeah. I'm who I am today because I've been a single mother. And I've had to struggle to bring up my children up to university level. So kò sí nǹkan tọkùnrin ṣe tóbìnrin ò lè ṣe. Tẹ́ bá ń fi ọmọ mẹ́fà mẹ́rin lọ university. Àwa náà ti ṣe o. Iṣẹ́ dẹ̀ ni. A dẹ̀ ṣe láṣeyè. A dẹ̀ ṣe láṣeyè. A ṣe láṣepé. A ṣe láṣeyọrí. By the grace of God. So you can't go through that and not be tough and ready for great heights and, overcoming challenges. Is what I'm doing, aspiring for the Awujale. Tough? My God, it's tough. But my transition from my family to becoming who I am today got me ready. When you're in a country, I tell this story about when one of my daughters was in boarding school in the US, where I'd have to drive 2-3 hours. The US is big.
Of course.
2-3 hours from Maryland to New Jersey, suburbs of New Jersey, to either pick her up or drop her off in school. River on the right, river on the left, 12-lane bridge on top of it, 6 going north, 6 going south. You're in the car, a female, alone, being guided by directions on a board. You're in a foreign country, you don't know. You don't have the geography of the place down pat. You have your 12-year-old at the back of the car, sleeping, 10 p.m. at night. That's boldness. And you've got to get from that destination when you picked your child up to home, which is 3.5 hours, 4 hours away, alone. Big tropical rain pelting down on that bridge. I think those things scared me more than coming out for the Awujale. Because the same way you can die, aspiring for Awujale, if somebody is pressing some buttons, some primitive buttons somewhere, you can die if you fall asleep on that precarious road and end up in river. Can't remember what the name of the rivers in that part of the world is right now. So what are you scared of when you've got 10, 15,000 pounds school fees per term when my children were in school in England looming at you that you have to pay on top of mortgage, car notes, food, transport? When Nigerians complain, I'm like, come off. Be real. It's hard. Yeah, life's hard. All over the world. It's just different things that you tackle. Ojo olomo uto ni loyibo now. If you're going to work honestly, to jale, to she for 1 year, 9. Ke jale, ke doko, ke kegbe, ke fagbana. Iṣẹ́ rò máa ṣe now. Torí fọ́, iṣẹ́ lóògùn ṣẹ́. That's how they brought us up. That working is the antidote of poverty. I don't know any other way. Never known any other way. Hence, I qualified as a lawyer late in my life because I wanted to have a profession. I wanted to be able to earn money without going to sit at the reception of some chief's office, to get given handouts. So I can work as a professional and earn for the rest of my life and not also be a burden to my children or my husband, or society, So that's scary. The Awujale is not as scary as that. Because guess what? I'm living from my house. My mother is still here, alive, siblings, I've got good friends, family. It's not scary. When I was facing raising children abroad, going to university, sitting in class with children, my children's age, passing those exams and not in a society where results are manipulated and, all the corner that we caught here, earning credit by merit. That's scary.
It is.
Especially when you've got to pass. You've calculated the money. You've calculated the rent, the school fees, the rent, the transportation for the term. You can't move left or right. You can't eat the extra burger or buy the extra clothes. You've got to stay on budget and on point and appear in school every day. Either there's money or there's none. So those things are scary.
More scary.
Scary than what we're contemplating. And I'm not belittling going for authorship because there's a lot, it's fraught with hard work, danger, an ability to be strong and to hold your own. What I'm trying to say is that my own experience has shaped me to have all those attributes because I've had to self-excel. I've had to self-educate. I've had to become who I've become today by the grace of God. And that's hard work and focus and sacrifice. Because I don't want women to think, I can just go and be Awujale of Ijebode. My lifestyle has allowed me to be who I am today. I'm not frivolous. I'm not a frivolous woman. I'm not, I try not to be talkative. I try to be focused. I am disciplined in my lifestyle, both privately and in public. So you need that. So you can be, it's not about saying a woman who's anybody. You have to be that special woman who have paid the price that positions you for leadership.
To be qualified.
Absolutely, because we don't want a woman leader who people say, sure, when, Mayaki wenabo. Or we don't want, we want a woman of substance. And oftentimes some of the women that I've described as such, even as recently as the female person who's just been nominated, the female bishop, so I can refer to her with respect, who has just been nominated as the Archbishop of Canterbury, if you've read the news recently. Those women didn't get there because they had a pretty face. I look nice. Thank you
do.
for all the compliments. But I can tell you that didn't get me very far.
Of course.
It got me as first a certain place in my life, and then I had to transition. I had to self-invent to be who I am today. So to be the sort of person I am, to aspire for the great heights of the stool of Awujale, there must be focus, discipline, and forthrightness in your life.
Thank you, ma'am. I want to know, do you think, you mentioned earlier that you've been able to achieve all of this as a single mother and all. Do you think that part can be an obstacle to this role for you?
It's a good question.
Yes.
I think having raised my children on my own has not been detrimental. It's actually made me strong because you had to play the role of mom and dad.
Yes.
And that's tough. because the way nature has created it is for both to be present.
Yes.
And I grew up in a family where there was a mom and a dad.
Mm.
So I wasn't practiced really.
Yes.
You know, but you've got to make lemonade when life gives you lemons.
Mm.
You know, there's a saying that says when life gives you lemons, you make
lemonade out of it.
So you make good use of whatever you're given in life. Nobody can predict where life's heading. It's how you feel. I mean, it's what you must do to overcome that obstacle. So there would be some people in Nigeria who feel, being single parent is taboo.
It's taboo.
It mustn't be done. So who's going to raise the children? If we all abdicate that responsibility. You know, you don't often see women abdicate the responsibility of raising children, of raising a community, of raising society. A lot of times we see men abdicating. There are not many single fathers. There are a world of single mothers. So it's a badge to wear with pride because we're doing something valuable for God when we raise our children on our own. Well done, Sister Sumba Adebayo, because I know she's raising her children 4 on her own, and she's doing a brilliant job. She's one of my right-hand friends who is here with me today, and I'd like to acknowledge her as I speak of those who are raising children successfully. I mean, if you not put a child through college where they have a degree, then what do you know? As a matter of fact, my children were the ones who inspired me to go back to school because through struggle and advocacy for them, I saw how possible it was to get from kindergarten to university.
I wanted to ask how you were able to go back to school to study law in your 40s.
In my 40s, even 50s.
Please.
And I sat down in a classroom, Coventry University in the UK. Yeah. I sat down in class for 4 years and took notes.
In your 40s.
And passed exams.
So before that time, what were you doing?
My education wasn't quite finished because finances. You know, I help people. I just had a young man who graduated in Kogi who had been paying his fees. So I'm an education advocate because it took me such a long time to find my own way educationally.
Same here.
But, you know, even in Nigeria today, thank God, you don't have to have a degree to earn a living if you're serious-minded.
That's right.
But more so abroad, in the West, where you can do anything from working at McDonald's, delivering papers when you're 12. I did all kinds of jobs. If you look at in my CV that and my Awujale aspirants package that I gave to the Oloriebi, submitted to the Oloriebi when I was asking to be a candidate and to be nominated, you would see it's proliferate with a lot of training I had and a lot of accolades. Because you don't have a degree doesn't mean you can't do a part-time training. 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, certificates. That's, you know, if I had not done those certificates, 3 months training, 1 month training, year training, I would not have had the discipline of going to university for law. So it wasn't just that I woke up one day and I thought, I'm going to read law. All the certificates I'd collected over the years because I didn't have a degree. And not having a degree is not sickness. It's a condition that you can bypass and still earn a living. I didn't have a choice. My children had to eat. So I didn't wait for a degree. I put my hands to work. And it's all the experience I gained from working that has made me become whom I am today and able to navigate any terrain. You know, and I'm hoping to bring those skills and talents and training and human capital development to Ijebu land and Ijebu Ode when I become the Awujale. Yes, and I hope that Ijebu sees my experience, my exposure as an opportunity and not a detriment. I hope they see that history will be written before our very eyes if I'm chosen, and that the governance of the honorable governor, the position, the highly esteemed chieftaincy positions of the Afobajes will be encoded in history. If during their tenure and time a woman emerges, I think it will not only be a win for Ijebu land, it will be for Nigeria, and it will be for those in the diaspora. Wow. You know, do you want to come to Ojude Oba?
Yes.
When I become Awujale,
yes, so.
It'll be packed. It'll be packed because there will be a curiosity.
We can't wait.
That will be stirred up both in Nigeria and in the diaspora. And we can monetize that. We can put development behind that. We can put, both capital and human development. I was
going to even ask that what's the agenda like. Yeah. But okay, before we go into that properly, I would like to know that tell us about your family background that qualifies you for this role.
Absolutely. A gentleman on the Fushegua, which is the ruling house whose turn it is now to produce a king.
Okay.
There are 4 ruling houses.
Okay.
In Ijebu Ode.
Ijebu Ode.
As a royal family.
Okay, I have one of your daughters here actually.
Okay. We'll chat in Ijebu when I'm done.
When you're done.
There's Anikilaya, there's Fidipote. Anikilaya is where the late Oba Sikiru Adetono emerged from.
Okay.
Fidipote is where there is a whole Wasiu controversy.
Okay, yes.
There is Fushegua, which is ours.
What did you call?
Fushegua.
Fushegua
is an Ijebu word.
Yes.
Where does she?
Where does she?
Ijebu has all that she.
Okay.
In our vocabulary.
Okay.
So Fushegua is another ruling house, which is ours. Okay. Which Oba Tuashe, the first, who was my great-great-grandfather, Abuki came from. And there is Belegua, which the Adesanyas, the Adesanya family and others come from. And it's turn by turn.
Okay.
It's taken almost 100 years for it to be our turn now.
Ooh, wow.
So, and that's why when we say history is about to be made, because it takes time.
It takes time.
Oba Adetono was there for 65 years or 62 years, thereabout. So, the next king could be there for 40 years.
Okay.
So it takes time for it to rotate to the next ruling house. So this is a chance in 100 years for us.
So in your family now, like how many of you are contesting?
In my direct family, in the whole of Fushegua family.
Fushegua, yes.
Which is Bibiade, Tuashe, and the others. Okay. The 2 other, Jadiara, I can't minimize them. There's Jadiara house, there's Bibiade, there's Tuashe. I think there's one more.
Okay.
There was 95 who came out. And that happened because there was no fee. There was no gate fee. It was free.
Oh, okay. Well.
So all and sundry came out.
Okay.
Serious and unserious contenders came out.
Okay.
I was listening to Prince Latif Oyemi, our Olori Ebi of Fushegua ruling house. I was listening to his interview just this week or maybe late last week. I think it was early this week that video came out on Monday. He was saying when there was a gate fee, an aspirant's fee, which was decided by us family members at a meeting we had in his house before the gates opened for us to contend, we agreed at 10 million. And we agreed at 10 million because we didn't want it to be too cheap. We wanted to whittle out the people. He said in that video, if you refer to it, that 12 people were contenders, which is a good number, manageable. You can't aspire for Awujale and come to collect your form on Okada.
But
it happened.
Maybe they don't just want to make it an elite thing or it's about money, because I know the role is by selection.
Yes.
It's not really by election.
Absolutely.
So it's okay to be like that somehow, so that it does not look like, in quotes, it's for the rich people alone.
Agree.
So
I agree.
maybe.
Dr. Biola, I agree with you.
Yes, ma'am.
But here we are, 95 people.
So
we're going to have to roll up our sleeves now
so
and whittle that down.
How I am I am eager to know what's the countdown like?
I don't know.
How do they choose now?
I don't know. I'm a nominee.
Okay.
And a
how are you going to be
gentleman.
selected? How do we know who is the most qualified?
Yes, there's a way it's done.
Okay.
And I hope that the state government will allow us the privilege of observing our traditional methodologies.
Okay.
We need them.
Okay.
Because we will work hand in hand.
Okay.
But we would like for the traditional methodologies, which are sometimes cast in concrete, to be allowed to run its course. One thing that's not been discussed is that it's the male line of wherever you're from that will be observed. Part of the candidacy form asked us to write down 7 generations where you come from.
Okay.
And of course, not everybody was successfully able to do that. Perhaps because they didn't really know history, they were never told. And there were some usurpers who were not from the family who were claiming that they are from the family. Okay. So if you are, she could introduce Yarare now.
So the 7th generation.
You've got to go 7 generations deep.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And not many people can do that. And the reason they do that is they want to know if you're Abidagba or Abidoye. The gentleman who put the history on the platform, yes, it really blessed me. Because Abidagba, those who were born before the king ascends, and Abidoye, I think, are the ones who were born on the crown when the king sits on the throne. So my own genealogy is Abidagba or Kore. And those are the ones they're going to look at first. If, let's say, your lineage is female, you're not going to be a contender before a person whose lineage is male. So I think when the Afobajers are looking, I'm an administrator and I've worked administratively for many years. I would take all the names of those who come from the male line, because you have to be from the male line to be chosen. The chief's declaration, the law that guides the nomination, is explicit, and is a chief declaration of 1957. It explicitly says, number one, for my sake, that a woman can run. Okay. And we've had 3 women, and I'm going to go to that briefly. Okay. We've had 3 previous women who have been Awujale. So if I emerge, I'll be the 4th. Oh, okay. So it's not something that's never happened. It's just that it's been a while. Because we live in a man's world. Yeah. Where oftentimes it's the men who come out, or it's the men who are given preference. Women don't come out. Women don't come out. So hopefully we'll make history. If they do, they have the chance. Of course, you've got to be in it to win it. Okay. You've got to play the game. Okay. You've got to be shooting for the goalpost to score. Let me speak in Nigerian parlance, because we all understand football. Yes. If you're not aiming and shooting towards the goal, you're not going to score. I get it. Even if it's over the bar or offside or what, you are still aiming for that goalpost, because that's how credit is going to be counted. So the male line is the line that a choice will be made from. So let's say there are 85 people, for example, and 20 come from the male line. They're going to put the rest aside for now. Is when they can't find a contender from the male line that they now devolve to the female line to look for somebody. Do you think that's going to be a disadvantage to your children? To my children? Yes. Possibly, because it's all turn by turn, but at least I will have broken the glass ceiling and I'll have sat on the throne. At least. In my own time. But possibly not. It again depends on what their circumstances is. I'm fortunate that I'm from a male line. Claire from Tuashe, the first. And even if history bears me out, that Tuashe came from Jadiara, or Bajadiara, Obajadiara was male, Tumwashe was male. He had a first daughter, Adetutu. Adetutu was my great-grandfather's mom, Abraham Oduba, who gave birth to my grandfather, Jeremiah Oduba, to my mom, and then to me. So we're coming from that strong male lineage, as opposed to those who come from the female lineage. So hence I came out as a strong contender, because the other person that came from my own direct family comes from a female line. And, it's just what it is.
Okay, I feel that's going to be a bit dicey, but then maybe when you get there, it's going to change as well. So we wouldn't have to have this long debate that, it's from a female lineage, this is from a male lineage, and anyone that comes that is fit or that is more worthy will be chosen regardless.
I think I'll make some modifications. But I still would keep to tradition.
Of course.
Because our traditions run very far.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, we trace the Awujale kings right from 1401, which predates the British royal family. Àti ṣáà ti ń jọba pẹ́, a ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀.
Ẹ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀.
A ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀,
I'm ṣọba àná.
I'm ṣọba àná. I'm JJC. Johnny just come. So our kingship predates the British monarchy. Okay. So we've been at it for a long time. So our traditions run deep, run short. We'll keep to it. However, what we can bring to the next Obaship is a clearer selection criteria. And, a lot of work would have been done prior to whoever emerges as Oba. I hope it's not myself.
By God's grace.
To set the stage for the next king, so that there's not such a model as we have
work on that
currently.
models.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we'll be a little more clear in how it should be done.
Okay. Now let's discuss your agenda if you become the Awujale, you become the Oba of Ijebuland. What and what are you going to change? What and what are you not comfortable with the current rulership? So what are your agendas, really?
Thank you for that.
Yes, ma'am.
Before I say that, let me just digress a little. Before I answer your question,
yes, ma'am,
I'll digress to what I was saying before.
Okay.
The gentleman who put the genealogy on the platform did say Tumwashe had only two sons, two Abidagba sons. And one of them is my background, my own direct genealogy. So I was glad to read that genealogical chart yesterday, and I did thank the gentleman on the platform. So what is my agenda? I'm not going to cast aspersion on what's gone behind. I want to say, tẹ́lẹ̀ mi ní bá wọn jẹ́ mi ní fọ wọn ṣe dáadáa mi ní fọ wọn gbọ́n torí fọ ọmọdé nọgbọ́n àgbà nẹ́tì ẹ̀ èdè sí bọ́mọdé ṣe lè náṣọ tó kò ná kìsà kágbà àkísà yẹn experience rẹ̀ ń jẹ wá wọ́n ti ráyé wọ́n ti gbé ọ̀tún wọ́n ti gbósì wọ́n mọ̀ yìí wọ́n ti mọ èyí tó a lè lò èyí ojú lò so mí lè fọ wọ́n mú ṣe
dáadáa
ṣì máa fọ opportunities ṣì kù láwọn ọbọ̀ kan káwa lè bọ̀rí náà ká máa ṣiṣẹ́. I was talking to the Olori Ebi a few times ago at meetings at his house, and he was always emphasizing, and that's Olori Ebi Oyemi, he was always emphasizing that there's a lot of work to be done, and he's been in the system for a long time. As a matter of fact, he was, pleasantly surprised that he was shocked actually to find that he was 88. I said, no wonder he's so knowledgeable. He doesn't look it. As you see, Jebu people are young looking. I myself look 40.
Oh, yes.
Even though I'm 60,
wow,
plus. But we usually look
you look
young.
beautiful for 60 plus.
We look younger than our years. there's a lot of room for improvement. What does Ijebu look like today? I go there all the time. It's not where we would like it to be. Thank God for the university in Agowoye. It's been there for a long time. It's doing well. I recently had a niece who graduated, so of course the system is still working. And it's also my family, my Oduba, which is the family I come from. Omo Oduba, Remewa, and Omo Oduba, Tuashe, Omo Tuashe, they're from Agor. So shout out to Agor. There's a lot of room. You know, Jebode was known for philanthropy in the days of the Odutolas, the Odutola brothers. Philanthropy and industry. Okay. Philanthropy, when I say philanthropy, entrepreneurship.
Oh, okay. I wanted to say, why did they say Ijebu now? Ijebu now. So when you say philanthropy, I wanted to be sure.
Yeah, it was known for
in terms of industry.
It was known for trade. As a matter of fact, a lot of people talk about the Imagbon War. The reason the Imagbon War was waged, my great-great-grandfather, Tuashe the First, Aboki was sitting on the throne, was king, was Awujale of Ijebuland during the Imagbon War. Hence his name and reign was so pivotal in the history of Ijebuland. He was the one who fought the British. And why did the British want to come in? The British don't come into a barren land.
Of course.
America wants to come to Nigeria today. They're not coming because we're cute. And we can wear miniskirts and all that's going on in our fashion industry. And in Nigeria.
Because our adire is beautiful.
Our adire, they're coming for resources.
That's right.
The British wanted to come into Ijebu-Ode during the Imagbon War when my great-grandfather was on the throne because there was resources. There was trade. As a matter of fact, and I stand to be corrected, but what I heard said was that Ijebu-Ode was the gateway to the West in those days. And because the British wanted to build a railroad to link the West, because that was predominantly where commerce resided in Nigeria at the time, they had to fight to get that entrance, to get that access. So from that time developed the Okunawas with Damask, the Odutolas with the tire industry, with trade and commerce, and a lot of names like that came from Ijebu that signified tremendous wealth and influence. The Queen visited Ijebu Ode when she visited Nigeria because of the level of resources reposited in Ijebu. And I believe that was Queen Victoria, or was it Elizabeth? I'm not sure which one.
Which one?
Who visited Ijebu recent times. I was hoping one of my aides, Misaki Savage, would pipe out Elizabeth. Okay, it was Queen Elizabeth. So what am I going to do? I'm going to build on what I saw happen when I was a young girl, growing up and visiting Ijebu-Ode with my parents, particularly my mom, because she is from Ijebu-Ode.
Your both parents are from Ijebu-Ode?
Yes, my father is from Odogolu.
Okay.
Ononuga is from Odogolu.
Okay.
My mother is Oduba. The Odubas are from Itantebo. Ijebu-Ode, as a matter of fact, 51 Itantebo Road is the site of the palace of Tuashe the First, my great-grandfather. We've now remodeled the palace, which was crumbling, and built a shopping plaza there named after my great-grandfather, Abraham Oduba. Abraham Oduba Plaza. And we've got an Oduba Descendants Association where all the children, all descending from that strand of the Tuashe family, gather from time to time and, talk about family matters. So I'm going to build on, I've heard aspirants talk about bringing technology, bringing blockchain technology, bringing finance. you can't bring order into chaos. Order and chaos will devolve to chaos. You first of all make good of chaos, and then bring
order.
Order. If we bring big technology into Nigeria today, and thank God for technology, everybody has a mobile phone.
That's right.
Internet is all over the place. I'm being seen as I speak in your studio, even now. But something was done to create the environment with which we can operate now. Technology, I believe it was during Baba Obasanjo's time that the block phone communication exploded. Let me just put it that way. There was a lot of effort in the communication industry, which set the foundation for what we enjoy today in the portable little mobile phone we all talk into our handbags and our back pockets. So I think foundationally, there's a lot that needs to be done with Ijebu Ode and Ijebu land as a whole. Infrastructure. Look at what the president is doing today with the coastal road. It's going to open the west of Lagos up to Calabar. That's how industry, people movement, people and goods movement. I was in London. I was opportune to be in the UK during Brexit. And the whole argument of Brexit was about how goods were going to be moving across the borders, how people are going to be moving across the borders, and what the money will amount to if England or Britain stayed in the European Union or came out. So if we're looking at Ijebu land from that perspective, I wrote in my letter of application that Ijebu has to become a hub for something. We have to be known. We have to sit down and do our homework and say, what are we? Aba, for instance, is known as a hub for second-hand of manufacture. Let me upgrade them because they're really doing a brilliant job. I don't want my Igbo brothers and sisters lambasting me when they listen to this.
Yes,
it's become
but it's for industries.
An industrial hub where one of the progenitors of Aba is Innocent, is now producing cars. And I hope we'll all patronize them at some point. So what is Ijebu known for today? We're not quite sure because the trade of old has died away. And there isn't any real opportunity being fleshed up now. But there are opportunities. There are opportunities with the new airport in Remo.
Where have Ijebu Gari now?
We're not selling it as we should. Everybody in Nigeria and abroad in the diaspora should be eating Ijebu Gari. They're not. Who is coming to that space to not only in Nigeria but worldwide make Ijebu Gari, because ours is the best, supposedly. Make it a hallmark. It's almost like an argument between Ghana, jollof rice and Nigeria jollof rice. So I said supposedly. So Ijebus are known for their Gari. We're known for our Ibekere. Is it out there in the world? Can you walk into any shop in England, in America, in the diaspora, China, and find Ijebu Gari? Thanks to those who are trying, but we haven't quite put it on the map yet. And if that's really what we want to be known for, then we could put a weight behind it.
Yes, let's do it better.
Let's do it and make it an industry so that you do not eat Gari in all of Nigeria except you come to Ijebu. That's the level. You've got to bring something. That's what Amazon did. Because we're buying books now, it's on Amazon. There are other shops, but the first go-to is Amazon. The first go-to for films is Netflix. So you've got to put your weight behind it to the extent that it's big. And what the opportunities today at the airport, as I said, the current governor, Dr. Adebayo, has so graciously completed that airport. Yay! So we can be flying from Lagos to Ijebu Ode now. And I understand it's even got an international wing. We can be going to London. When I become Awujale, I can be flying abroad from Remo.
Remo
Just make sure the roads are good.
I
can, go from the palace to Remo and not have to come all the way to Lagos to fly out of Nigeria. That's an advantage. The seaport plan for Dangote refinery in Eba, I understand that's where they're proposing, the proposed seaport. That will almost make us like Lekki, depending on the depth. I mean, I know that Dangote wouldn't go for that kind of a project if they haven't done their homework. The refinery is big. It's alive and well today because of his vision, Aliko Dangote, who's an old friend. I'm glad he's coming into Eba in Ogun State, near Ijebu, Ode, and we'll give him all the support. Not because he's an old friend, but because we want that kind of opportunity to come to Ijebu people.
Yes.
And we'll build all our training and the human capital development to feed into that. And that's why I was saying it's good to talk about all the big technology and the money's coming from the Caribbean and America, but do we have the foundation to map these things on? It's not there. We've got to start from our Jerusalem by making sure that the people are job ready. We have a huge population of the youth, a huge population of the women who I can galvanize. I can now be a woman leader in Ijebu land. I can be a woman leader in Nigeria. The women will follow me because I'm an example. So we can train and galvanize the women and get them job ready. Ijebu can be a hub for electricity. We can be that one state in Nigeria where there's always light 24/7. So those are the sort of ideas that are legacy ideas, that are grounds up ideas that I have, and not necessarily a top down. A friend once told me that anything you're building from the top must be a grave. That's the only thing you dig from top down. Everything else starts from down up. So if we've not consolidated the base, it will be difficult to build. And if we do build, anything we build will then come down.
So based on this, how do you think you're accepted from the grassroots of where you're coming from as a woman?
Yes.
Contesting for this role?
Yes.
How are you accepted? Do you think you're accepted enough? Do you think people are reckoning enough with you for this position?
That's a good question, Dr. Biola.
Yes, ma'am.
The fact that I'm the only woman on this ticket is distinguishing. And I'm grateful to God for it. I don't take it for granted. It's a really unique opportunity in history to be occupying the position I'm occupying now. Part of the efforts of being accepted by the grassroots, and I hope this video will go far and wide, is by going on these talk shows and campaigning. It's an advocacy for the women folk. My very presence on the ticket, my hard work of my campaign for the Awujale stool is getting me out there, getting me known. We have, I don't enjoy it when we devolve back to we're doing boreholes for the women, we're sharing food. I've done it. My last drive in Ijebu Day was on the 6th of December, where we gave out bags of 5 kilo bags of rice to all the women who were present at that event. When I hear those efforts, they're good. People are hungry, but can't we scale it up? I want to train 1 million women. If there are 1 million women in Ijebu land, because it's Awujale of Ijebu land, not Ijebu Day. Awujale of Ijebu land, so there are 38 kings under the Awujale. I'm told, I stand to be corrected. Oh man, I hope they accept me. I will grace their palaces when I visit with my presence. So I think that's something to put on the table. But I'll do needs assessments as well and find out the areas where they need help and provide it, for their community so they're not struggling as much. So I would love to train a million women in 5 years. And that's working hard to skill them, to put some sort of skill in their hand so that they can be self-sustaining like I am, like I was able to train my children. So it's not necessarily giving them a fish, it's teaching them how to fish. So I think my own projects will be tailored more around teaching the youth, the women, and even the men how to fish rather than giving them a fish. So you're not going to hear about how we give bags of rice, bags of this and that. No. If I give you a mobile phone, you're going to start. I'm going to give you a POS so you can start some sort of trade. And that's the advantage of a woman thinking about how to scale up the Ijebu community. When you give a woman a chance, you pass that chance directly to the community. Because oftentimes women are communal thinking because we're mothers. And I will be a mother to Ijebu land. We're mothers, our thoughts and our actions are mostly geared towards the community and not ourselves. Put a man, and I'm not casting aspersion of the men who are in this race, what we've seen as a prototype is they'll be thinking of who next to marry. Wives, cars, agbada. That doesn't always impact community. It impacts them if that's their choice, but it doesn't have a direct impact on the community. But when you empower a woman, indirectly you empower the community because we're communal thinkers naturally. Yes.
Okay. From the story of your life, what have you learned? What has life taught you as a person?
Right. Let me go back and dip my feet in honor of the female Awujales of Ijebuland who have come before me. And as we said earlier, there are 3. And I'm going to read from my book because I'm 60-something. Can imagine the fit of trying to cram cases when I was studying law. I just used to cram one case law. It's the same marks for you, the young people who could write 10, and me who will put my 1 and just get my marks to pass. So I'm just going to read from my notes. We've had a female Oba in 1644, Oba Gbadegun, or Egbadegun, who was there from 1644 to 1655. 10 years. That was a good time. A while after her, and I guess men took over the throne again in 1749. Orejeje emerged again. Another woman. And I think because her reign was quite short, I think it was just 1 year. May that not be my portion.
Amen.
My own reign will endure.
Amen.
In Jesus' mighty name.
Amen.
She reigned in 1749, and Oba Sokwenua Aruba Koyi took over in 1750, which was just the year after. And she stayed
was another woman.
Another woman. So these are 3 women. 1755. And she was there for 5 years.
So you're going to be the 4th woman.
I will be the 4th, and I pray that my own reign will endure beyond 10 years, beyond 20, beyond 30. I'm still relatively young, so it's not impossible that I can do 35 years
by God's
on
grace.
the throne to give my family, family, a good chance at sorting out a lot of things that needs to be sorted out in our beloved land. So your question was,
what has life taught you?
What has life taught me? As I've told you my story, disadvantages never define your future. I started being very cognitive as an adult, and when I say adult, I'm talking about 18, 19, from a disadvantaged position. But I didn't let it define where I am today and where I can go tomorrow. I sprang up from the days of my little beginnings to become somebody, and I'm still trying to pattern myself after the famous words of Jesse Jackson, I am somebody, and hence my aspiration. So where you come from, even when you come from humble beginnings, I can't say I did, because my parents had done some work before I came, because being professionals had done the work for me. So I stood on their shoulders to aspire. Where you come from, whatever station you come in life, does not have to be where you stay. You can aspire to become that person that you dream of. I've talked about how I brought up my children. Children are to be trained. Train up your children the way you would like them to go when they're young. And when they're old, they will not depart from it. I have peace in my life today because I paid the price of staying and training my children when they were young. And today they're contributing and responsible adults to society because I did that work. I sacrificially did that work. I didn't spend my young years running after boyfriends and relationships. And, once God didn't give me a husband at 32, I was done facing my future. And I had it. I had my first daughter.
You've been divorced for over 30 years? That's what it means?
Yes, I've not been married.
Okay. So you've been unmarried
I've been unmarried
for over 30 years.
Over 30 years. Wow. And so it's possible for a woman to be by herself and do exploits. It's good to have a man. I'm not a woman. I'm not a liberal woman. In that sense that, it's a woman, we don't need men. No. More so what the church taught me was the man is the head. The God is the head of the man, and the man is the head of the woman.
Yes.
But by the grace of God, when the man is absent, God can be your head. And you can get your inspiration from the Spirit and be all you can be.
We're not contending your space.
Yes.
Our men. No, so here we don't.
The perfect model is the one Scripture shows us of a man and a woman making up a home. And I'm still an advocate. So maybe there's Awujale concert somewhere in my future.
So, okay, in your future, would you still want to give marriage a chance?
I would want to, definitely.
Awujale getting married.
That would make history as well.
Awujale gets him. I can imagine the man.
Queen Elizabeth got married when she was already
of course. Oh, she became a queen quite young. Yes, so I can imagine you, the Awujale, getting married.
Oh my goodness, that will be the day.
Oh God!
Don't let me start getting applications.
No, trust me, it will come.
Don't let me start getting applications.
Don't worry, trust talk to be.
As a matter of fact, I wouldn't mention names. A friend of mine who's also a prince of somewhere else sent me a text the other day joking that, if there's ever that space open, know that I'm a contender. Oh, yeah. Not that I will be a contender.
But that's good.
And I thought to myself, well, his father was on the seat for many years.
Yes.
So he may teach me some of the palace.
You say, Omoba, Noba.
Well, I'm not saying that's what I'm going to do, but the gate is wide open.
Of course.
For contenders, if the time.
Come.
So it's going to be an interesting time in
I understand. So before I let you go, I'd like for you to talk to the Ijebu people, what you're expecting from them.
Yes.
How you want them to do, how you want them to take you, and all of that. Just express yourself to the Ijebu people.
Well, I'm going to try my Ijebu again.
No, you try Ijebu, try Yoruba,
well,
try.
I want Temi. I want Temi. I want Temi. I want Obìnrin. I want Ọkùnrin. I want ọmọdé nàgbà Ìjẹ̀bú ẹ support mi o kẹ́ ẹ bá fẹ́ progress ṣe ẹ máa fọ tóbìnrin yẹn là máa ṣe ẹ nídìí láti mọ orúkọ tí ń jẹ́ èmi nìkan lóbìnrin lórí list ṣe ẹ máa sọ fáwọn ìlú fọ obìnrin yẹn rà ṣe o obìnrin yẹn rà wà lẹ́yìn ẹ o wọ́n lè cheat obìnrin yẹn o wọ́n lè fọwọ́ rọ sẹ́yìn o á ní gbà o. I'm not trying to cause a riot or an insurrection. I'm just trying to let the women folk, the men, the young people know that there's somebody around, a woman who wants to make a difference. Ijebu is not where we'd like to say, certainly not me. I've seen many villages in Europe, abroad, let me just put it that way. And even villages can be model cities if those who are leaders are thinkers. Who those who are leaders are doers. If those who are leaders are proactive. So, Shimo Rowe o, ẹ̀wọ̀n ará Ìjẹ̀bú Òde, pàápàá ẹ̀yin ọba nọ́ba, tàdé wà lórí ìwé náà yìí, àjọṣe wà níbọ̀jẹ́ o.
Àmín.
Wọ́n pẹ́ rẹ́ni o, wọ́n pẹ́ lórí oyè o. As they say, Ṣadé máa pẹ́ lórí kí bàtà máa pẹ́ nẹ́sẹ̀, kí ìrùkẹ̀rẹ̀ máa pẹ́ nọ́wọ́ o. Ẹ má jẹ́ ká sú o, a gbọ́dọ̀ sú o. Wọ́n lè Ìjẹ̀bú mú láàsì o. Wọ́n lè yí wa po o. A ní gbà. Wọ́n dẹ̀ lè fojú wa gbolẹ̀. But àwa náà ọwọ́ ẹni ló wà ẹnu wa láti kò ṣáà máa ṣe dédé náà lẹ́tọ̀ kí gbogbo ẹ̀ kí dédé náà lè gúrégé dédé ọṣí Ìjẹ̀bú wọn aṣíwájú wa wọn akẹ́yìn wa o a ní ṣíṣe a ní ṣìyàn so a rọ àwọn lọ́balọ́ba a rọ àwọn afọbajẹ àrọ àwọn ìjọba wọ́n jẹ́ ká fi sùúrù yanjú gbogbo ètò àti yan Awùjalè tó ń bọ̀ so that àyè yẹn ò ní sílẹ̀ pẹ́ àwọn ìlú kan wà tán tí ìyan ọba torí gbogbo rògbòdìyàn tó ń lọ kó wá jẹ́ kí ipò Awùjalè kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ kán jẹ́ ká tètè sọ bó ṣe rí.
Bí ìgbà wo ló ṣe yẹ kó tó bí how long ló ṣe yẹ kó wà?
àti wà lẹ́nu ẹ̀ ń sìn bí oṣù mẹ́fà láti September tá a ti ṣe 30 days mourning period Awùjalè tán láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí keep application but it's early days yet kò tí ì pẹ́ jù ṣùgbọ́n
kọ́dún yìí tó parí ó yẹ ká mọ ọba wa
ojúde ọba ń bọ̀ bí la ṣe máa ṣojúde ọba tí ò ní sọ́ba ó sì ṣeé ṣe o gbogbo wa dẹ̀ la máa wà ń bẹ̀ but tó bá jẹ́ lẹ́yìn ojúde ọba náà yan ọba kàṣà àti yan the most important thing is ká yan ọba tìlú máa tutù tó máa tòrò tó máa san Ìjẹ̀bú tó máa tùṣẹ́ nígbà tó bá gorí oyè àwọn olórí ẹbí dẹ̀ ti ń sọ pé wọ́n ti dáfá Ifá ti ní ẹ̀ńtọ́ máa yàn ẹni tí ó dàbí ẹni tí wọ́n rí rí tó máa tún lù ṣe tó máa tún gbogbo àṣìṣe tó ti lọ tipẹ́ tó máa tún ṣe ní ìlú á dẹ̀ tòrò ìlú á progressive á rí lọ síwájú á rí tẹ̀síwájú Ìjẹ̀bú á gba ipò ẹ̀ níbi tó yẹ kó wà tí àwọn lọ́balọ́ba lóyè bá dẹ̀ ní Ìjẹ̀bú state will be a possibility.
It's possible. Ó tó bẹ́ẹ̀ ó jù
bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much for coming on the show. By God's grace, we can't wait to celebrate you, especially because now our men, we are not biased. It's just the word of women supporting women. Let's give our women chance to rule. Women are powerful. Women give birth, they nurture. It comes natural to us. So What about giving us a chance to do the things that you've been striving to do? What about seeing this person and saying, oh, for her to have achieved this, she can also do this? With your support as Ijebu people, with your support as a woman, with your support as a good citizen of Nigeria, we can actually support Dr. Oluwakemi Ononuga to get to the top, to be the next Awujale. We are looking forward to this, and I know by God's grace, it is possible and it will be possible. Ma, it's our tradition here. We don't like to segregate, to make people feel that it's only people who don't have enough that we give. So either you have enough or you don't have enough. It's just our tradition that we also give money gifts. It's small. You can give it to me. I'll gladly take it. You can give it to anybody. You can do anything with it. It's just to say we appreciate you. You mean a lot to us. Thank you, ma.
Thank you. Wow.
And then
Wow.
we also have this small gift for you from us.
To you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Oh, this is fantastic.
Thank you.
I'm not used to getting gifts.
We all deserve to get gifts,
We do.
regardless of what we have.
We do. We do. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's unusual. We give when we go to programs.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And your being different will distinguish you one day.
Thank you, ma.
I pray
Thank you, ma. And this is a food pack from Tam Cuisines. These ones are from us. Okay. This is from Tam Cuisines. Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you to Tam Cuisine.
Okay, beautiful people. This is where I'll be drawing the curtains. This is where I'll be saying goodbye. I hope you've learned something. I hope you're being ministered to one way or the other. And please do not forget that your disadvantage should not be your end. Whatever you're going through, keep pushing. There is no time, there is too late to start. Oh, I am in my 40s, I can't go back to school again. No, I usually tell people that it is better to die a graduate than dying an illiterate when you can go to school. If there's opportunity for you to go, even at 70, you're just going to upgrade your CV one way or the other. Keep learning, keep pushing. It might look like you are not visible, you are not seen. But I tell you, one way or the other, it's going to come back to you. It's going to pay off. You're also going to pay one day. I am Dr. Biola Adebayo. Till I come your way same time next week on this channel, do not forget, in whatever thing you're doing, put God first, be determined, and stay focused. I love you, and God bless you.
Talk to be, share your experience.